Welcome to another episode of Married with Video Games. I'm your host, Matthew.
I'm your host, Christina.
And I played through Inscryption.
Okay, it's our spooky episode. Here we go. All right, that's probably good enough.
Jonas Senzel, please don't sue us.
No.
I appreciate it.
That was the prospector, right? That's what I grabbed?
Yeah, that was the boss fight of the prospector.
He's the second one?
First boss.
First boss. Yes, he is the first boss.
First boss you come across in this game. You're a character that wakes up in a chair and is forced to play a card game against a strange entity. This strange entity's rules are simple. If you win, you get to live. This to the death card game has a mystery to solve as you progress through each time with more tools at your disposal to win. That's about the best.
Sounds simple enough.
Simple enough. There's a lot going on with this game than meets the eye. So I'm going to start with, we are going to go through as long of this podcast as possible without spoiling, and then we're going to give big spoilers afterward.
Okay.
I'd like to at least try to get through most of this, unless the reviews are like, this is this happens and this happens.
No, most of the reviews that I looked at, I looked at 2 reviews. But all of them basically said, like, don't want to spoil too much, however, and then gave, like, completely vague.
We will be as vague as possible.
Until a point, and then we'll do our hashtag spoilers.
Yes, and then we will kind of give it away. The game's been out since 2019. In fact, it came out October 19th of 2021 for PC. I think it's only on PC, but we played it on the Steam Deck.
I believe I saw on Metacritic it was PS5 and Switch as well.
Oh.
I'm gonna look that up now before I misspeak. Inscryption. 2021, Windows, Linux, Mac, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox Series.
I completely withdraw that then. I played it on PC.
It was Windows 2021, Mac 2022. Oh, the rest of them were PS4, Switch were 2022, and then Xbox was 2023. So it was a slow rollout.
Okay, all right.
You were not incorrect.
Okay, but we did still play it on PC on my Steam Deck.
Correct.
And then I said, bury our floppy disks here.
Yeah, there's lots of floppy disks in this game. Well, there's one, but, you know.
Yeah.
The
save symbol's a floppy
them.
disk,
Yeah,
too.
That's true. Okay. Metacritic, it has an 85 from critics and an 8.5 from users.
Wow,
so
okay.
Perfectly even. I went to GameSpot for both the positive and the negative. GameSpot positive. Well, there's some luck with the exact layout of the map in Act 1. You always know what's awaiting you at each stop, informing your choices and empowering you to devise a strategy for each run. It's so satisfying to be able to decide on an objective for a run. For example, this time I'm going to stop at all the campfires and buff this one card in order to hopefully get the chance to use it for my death card at the end of this run, and then execute it as intended and with the mercy of RNG. The format and structure of Act 1 caters to this sort of strategic thinking in a far more elegant manner than either of the following acts.
Yes.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Act 1 is fantastic.
Act 1 is very good.
Yes.
A little frustrating because of RNG, but very good nonetheless. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's our negative?
GameSpot negative. It's only 2 paragraphs. I initially grabbed like 7, and then I kept reading the review. And found a better, more succinct way that they said it. It's the first act that proves the highlight. Inside a frontier-styled wood cabin with impossibly dark shadows obscuring all but the eyes of your opponent, a door you cannot open, and shelves arranged with gothic ephemera, it feels like you're fighting for your life at the end of the world. It's deeply weird and unsettling and evocative of the kind of imminent doom that encapsulates all run-based games. Unfortunately, the following acts pale in comparison. While initially arresting, I think they mean interesting, Act 2's drastic cut to an 8-bit era RPG falls flat. Act 3 returns to the first-person perspective, but in a more generic environment. Neither captures the same creeping sense of dread that permeates Act 1, nor do they succeed in conveying the same feeling that some real weird SHIT is about to go down. It's not that they're bad as such. It's more that, in a clear demonstration of the power of thematic context, Act 1 sets a bar that the other acts can't reach.
I don't disagree with that either.
Correct.
So, this game is mostly a top-down card game.
That's all we knew about it.
Yes, you have a deck of playing cards and a deck of squirrels. The squirrel, you have two piles, a squirrel card, or what we call your mana pile, and then you have your deck. The squirrels are used to sacrifice to play your other cards, i.e. your energy, your mana, whatever, lands, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, there's a couple different kinds of energy
resources,
as well.
and then another resource gained is bones. You get that, I think, on the second playthrough.
Correct.
So things that die
give you bones,
and those will generate to pay for certain cards.
Correct, yeah. Some cards cost bones, some cost blood.
Yes.
And that's the sacrificed squirrels or other creatures that you sacrifice give you blood, and they also give you bones.
Yep, so each card has an attack power, a defense power, along with other traits such as flying, or one of them's undying, so even if you try to sacrifice it, it comes back, or if it dies, it goes back to your hand, which is pretty cool. There's some really cool effects and stuff that really add to the nuances of the game. As long as you have the resources and space on the board, because I think it's up to 5 across.
5 slots, yeah.
You can play as many cards a turn as you like. You gain cards in your deck as you progress, and you also gain the ability to upgrade. If your character dies, they become a mismatch of those of certain cards and become a card themselves that you can draw into a deck later on. I think I won with your card. With Wiggs.
Several times. We also won, I feel like, with Ben once was pretty good. Or Dave.
Yeah, one of those cards
was
really
pretty good. Or was it Angerar?
There's a few of them that were really good.
We had fun naming them.
Yes.
None of these people listen to this podcast. Well, Ben does.
Yeah, he was a card in the game.
He was.
So, the overall concept is you're a new person playing the game against this entity called Leshy. And Leshy wants you to try to progress through the game and get farther. And as you play, you get farther and farther or do a little bit better. Some runs were worse than others. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, I did okay learning the mechanics and getting a little bit farther and better every time. And I think I did the last boss 2 or 3 times before I finally beat him.
Three or 4, I believe. We made it there one time, and I think you played 3 cards and then were killed.
Yes.
And then the second time we made it a little farther, and then the third time I feel like we got better.
We got really good.
But then...
Well, no, I think the third time I got such good cards that there was nothing that boss could do.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the first 2 times we were like, wait, what? And then we had to start over.
You had to figure out the mechanics and what you're doing and how to get through each fight. And I think I had you look up one of them at one point.
Yeah, we were a little frustrated with the final boss of Act 1, so I think I looked it up, and someone suggested one of the tools you get. You have a quote-unquote backpack on the side as well that comes with
3 tools you can
tools you can use, and it gives you like 3 up front, and then one of the stations you can hit on the map is to like refresh your backpack. If your backpack's full, you get a pack rat card. But one of those extra tools that you get is from one of the bosses in Act 1. It's an angler hook, so you can steal one of the cards coming at you. And one of the suggestions that I found on a Reddit thread was like, steal one of his creatures and put it on your side of the board with the angler hook.
That one worked really well. I also brought scissors into it.
Scissors, because you can cut a card, yeah.
I cut up one of his cards in the face with the trapper or something like that to win that fight.
Yeah,
too.
that final boss, like every other turn, switches to one of the different bosses in Act 1, which is a very interesting concept for a final boss.
Yes, and then you fight the moon.
Yes.
Which is very... ridiculous. I had such powerful cards that I was
it didn't even matter.
I was able to win. So anyway, the gameplay is actually really satisfying. The card game is actually really well crafted, I felt.
Yeah, it honestly gave me a lot of... Is it Queen's Blood?
Yeah, a little bit.
From Final Fantasy, a little bit of like that strategy to things, except this was up and down rather than side to side like Queen's Blood was, but very similar to that. Very engaging. Like, I was working on my outline for National Novel Writing Month at one point. Like, just wanted to have you playing this in the background, and I was thoroughly invested in your run.
You were like, you should go do this.
I did not tell you this, but you kept drawing more cards from your deck rather than squirrels, and it was annoying me so much, but I wasn't going to backseat game you because I assumed you had a larger plan that I was not seeing. Where, like, you had a bunch of cards in your hand that needed, like, 2 blood or 3 blood, and you only had 1 squirrel out, and you kept drawing more cards from your deck. I'm like, you need to draw a squirrel to get the blood to play the cards in your hand. I'm just sitting there seething silently.
It was quite excellent.
I got invested, yes.
So when you're playing through, you actually get to get up from the table and explore around this small cabin. It's not a very large area. There's one sealed off door where you see light flashing, and then you have various little puzzles you can solve around the way.
Yeah, they give you different cards. Did we ever get the flashlight or whatever off the wall? Wasn't there like a knife as well?
There's 2 items on the wall we didn't unlock. We got the knife to give to that you give to the squirrel or the wolf, and they do something with it.
Okay. Oh yeah, I do remember that. That's how you got. Okay. There's a cuckoo clock that you can play around with. There's like an armoire that has 2 different puzzles on it where you have to move the slots to equal
We never
5.
did the puzzle where you matched up the board state.
Yeah, you never bothered with that. I wonder if that's how you got the things off the wall then.
It might have been.
Yeah.
But overall, the more you played, the more progress you made. You unlocked cards that would talk to you. And these cards would give you hints and say, hey, you should probably try to look off of here and go do this. And eventually you unlocked a slime that would tell you stuff too.
Yeah, and then who told you to gouge your eyeball out?
It was either the slime or it was the wolf or something.
I feel like it was the wolf, and then Leshy, the guy you're playing against, offers you an eyeball, and you take the fancy-looking one, and then that gives you clues as to how to get into the other part of the cuckoo clock.
Yeah, and you can find a key, a ring, you find a film reel. There's all sorts of things that are related around this camera that whenever you would die, if he takes a picture of you, you turn into a card. And that's how the item works. So it was really good. It was genuinely creepy.
Very creepy. Very enough of a mystery that made you want to keep playing to figure out what was really going on.
Yeah, because the cards are talking about escaping and having been there forever, etc., etc.
Is this where we get to hashtag spoiler alerts?
Yeah, I would say, cover your ears, go play the game, come back, finish, listen later. But the big twist is once you beat Leshy, all of a sudden, if you do all the correct things and you collect the right items,
you get a film reel.
But you take a picture of Leshy
yes.
and you capture him as a card or whatever.
Yes.
And what you do from there is you get what's called the new game. Every time you load this game up, it's just continue. There's no new game.
Mm-hmm.
This lets you start a new game, and what happens is you end up in this 2D pixelized world, which I think is the actual game of Inscryption. The main base game is supposed to be this 2D game, and it's a separate card game. It's less spooky and more campy, old.
Yeah, it felt very much like Earthbound.
Yes, and there's a greater mystery where basically you get these videos of a guy that found the disc, and so you find out who you're actually playing as.
Yeah, you're basically playing the game as this real life person playing the game. It gets very meta.
Yes.
And he's trying to figure out, he buys Inscryption in his world is a card game that published one set. And so he found a box of that at a garage sale for like $5 or something ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
And so he starts opening packs because that's what he does on his YouTube channel. And one of the cards has coordinates on it that is near him, and it's out in the spooky woods, and you're watching all of this on like really weird film reels, and there's like 8 per film reel, and like 2 of them are always like wigged out so you can't actually watch them. But he finds the spot and he digs up the floppy disk, which is...
Yes. Hi. I just repeated everything she said because I am in my own world. So anyway, the game itself, the game that he finds is what you were originally playing. The original game you were playing with
the card game against Leshy, and then you start the new game plus.
You unlock the new game by beating Leshy and trapping him, which lets the characters, basically the entities inside the game, are alive.
Correct.
And they are part of an evil entity trying to take over the game. But one of them has grander ambitions to like spread it everywhere so he can be in charge forever.
Yes. His name is Poe.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, you stop him, the game gets erased, and I stopped playing in the third act, to be frank. It just was too much of not fun. I actually really liked the second act.
The Act 2 was kind of fun because we like our old school JRPGs. I mean, we played Sea of Stars, you made me play Earthbound, so I was kind of like, oh, this is a fun little twist. And like,
it's still the card game. It's still very similar. It just adds slightly different mechanics that weren't too bad once you learned what to do.
Yeah, and I really liked that if you lost to one of the bosses, like, you could just fight them again. It didn't reset you like the Act 1, taking you all the way back to the beginning and going through everything. You could just be like, okay, I drew a bad hand, let's try that again, and not waste like a 30-minute run trying to get back into it. And then when you defeat Act 2, Act 3 is Poe, who's the Stoat. He's the Stoat card, right?
In the original one,
Basically giving you his version of the game, which is similar to Act 1, but it's very futuristic and kind of sterile and just kind of bland. And it was... GameSpot's comments were that it was a little more Souls-like in that when you died, it left your money wherever you died, and you could go back. The map stayed exactly the same. You could go back and get your money and then continue on, which they said that kind of took some of the fun out of it because it's not randomized and you didn't really have a strategy. You just kind of had to go back into it, and then all the cards have different mechanics. And Act 2 does more mechanics as well, but it's not as in-depth.
It's shorter.
It's shorter, so you don't have to like invest as much in learning the new stuff.
Yeah, and so just going through it, it was fine. I really enjoyed the first 2 chapters, though, and the third just lost our attention, so we just watched a video for the end of the game.
Yeah, and there's a lot more lore to it. Like, I found IGN has a good explainer of what happens at the end, because the guy you're playing as... I can't even remember his name. Luke Carter, Carder. That's why I remember it. Reaches out to the parent company, was it Game Suna, I think, who published Inscryption, the card game, and was like, hey, I found this floppy disk. Did you guys ever publish a computer game? And then someone comes knocking on his door asking about it from Game Suna, and he kind of plays dumb, even though, they recognize his face from YouTube.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he'll get out of that one, but spoilers, since we're this deep into it, basically that same person comes back, shoots him, kills him to get the floppy disk. Yeah. And then it ends.
And that's how...
Yeah, but there's a ton more lore that the players have found through so much of this game. We didn't get very far into Act 3 before we gave up. There was a lot of different hidden puzzles there.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel as engaging as Act 1. I don't know if it was the atmosphere.
And the redundancy when you lost. I just was like, I don't feel like doing this all over again, basically. Yeah. So I really liked the game. I encourage people to jump in and try it. It's actually very, very well done.
It is. It's worth playing for sure. What else do we have to say?
I don't have a lot. I mean, the game is not overly complex in that regard.
Yeah.
So I would say, what would you give the game? And I'm gonna caveat. So let's give it our actual scores. Okay. So what do you think? What would you give this game?
I would give it, with how we played it, 7.5.
I was gonna say 8.
Okay. Yeah. I was kind of on that cusp of like, is it an 8?
If the game was $5 and just Act 1.
You don't even have to say $5. If it was Act 1, I'd probably give it a 9.
Yeah, 9.5 roughly.
Yeah.
It was really
good.
Really good.
I was even talking with Scott when we had our coffee meetup a couple weeks ago and talked about how we were playing Inscryption. And I'm like, I think we're like towards the end of it. And he's like, well, are you at like a 3D cabin? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, that's the end of it. I don't know if he was messing with me or if he had only watched a playthrough of that much.
Well, the playthrough he watched, the guy probably didn't get the film.
Ah, that's fair.
And if you don't get the film, you probably have to play it over again.
Probably. So, yeah. I mean, it's a very interesting game. It definitely gets very meta, kind of in like an Inception-y sort of way of like, I'm playing this video game of a guy playing a video game.
Yeah.
Of a guy playing a video game, like, of gods trying to take over a video game. It's, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yes.
It was good.
It was,
It was very good. It was well done. First act, even the second act, I would still, if it was just the first 2 acts, I would still probably give it a 9.
Yeah, I'd probably give it an 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5, 9. It was really good.
Yeah.
It's worth your time. It's worth jumping into. It's not that expensive. It goes on sale. I think I got it for $5 or $10.
Yeah, it's like a 15-hour game. Each act is probably about 5 hours, depending on how well you play.
If you just sit and kind of get through the game in a couple evenings, it's probably better than how we broke it up a lot, and I just didn't feel like keep playing it on my evening where I was wasting time that evening losing. So
yeah, it was a little bit.
It's
of
the first
bummer.
game that we have not finished playing through.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
Well, finished playing through and then also done a podcast on.
Yes, that's true. We did Final Fantasy, but I went back and beat that in the morning. So
that's true.
I did go and actually physically get the achievement for beating the game.
Yes, and then we recorded the podcast.
Yes, it was Final Fantasy.
Yeah, we're just a little. I don't want to say backed up on games. Like I'm playing Echoes of Wisdom. Did you have something you wanted to play? The Alan Wake 2 DLC.
I have so many games I want to play.
I know.
And I just am not going to get to them. I want to play Black Myth Wukong. I want to play the Space Marine game. There's another one I mentioned, Metaphor Refantasio.
Yeah, that's going to be one you just play on your own,
Yes.
I think. Because it's probably 100
played
hours.
Doki Doki Literature Club.
Did you give up on it?
No.
Or are you still playing it?
I am not spoiling any of that.
Okay,
game.
we're going to...
See, the problem is we're never doing a podcast on it because we cannot not spoil games. You cannot spoil that game.
That's what literally everything says.
I will let
Are you going to force me to play this so
Yes.
I know what the heck goes on?
And you're not going to be allowed to spoil
Fine.
it. It's so good.
Oh my gosh, all you gamers. Just tell me what happens.
No, absolutely
Literally
not.
all the reviews, because that was in the PS Plus for October, all the reviews that I looked up for my roundup for the what's new this October for PlayStation Plus that I write every month. All of the reviews are like, this game is like Fight Club in that you just don't talk about it.
Yeah, I factory reset my machine recently. I want to re-download it and attempt to get the perfect run, quote unquote.
Oh Lord. How long does it take?
It's not super long.
Okay.
It's story narrative. It's how much you want to skip.
I don't know why I thought it was like Persona, where you have like hundreds of hours.
No combat whatsoever.
Okay.
It's literally a written short story almost.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's longer than you think, but it's not so long.
Okay.
If you were to play it at night, it would almost be like you're reading one of your books.
Okay.
But all conversational.
I might start doing that. Steal your Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So that we can talk about it.
And then you're just gonna go, wait, what just happened? And I'll go, yeah, it did.
Yeah. You're probably gonna get Black Myth Wukong for your birthday, so.
Okay. Well, whatever comes around.
Yeah.
We'll play one of them eventually. There's lots of games I want to play. There's nothing super crazy out right now. I tried a demo of The Precinct. It's a indie. It looks like Grand Theft Auto, but you play as a cop.
Yeah. It's an interesting concept. It was very laggy, but it was also pre-alpha demo footage, so I don't hold that against them.
It looked really pretty.
It did look really pretty.
But it's just something I was like, that's okay. I have Dead Space downloaded. I was considering playing that too as the horror game.
Yeah, you had me play Crow Country a couple nights. I think I played it 2 nights, but that was almost a little too much like Myst for me, where like too much backtracking, too much stuff for us to keep track
and
of.
that's old school puzzle
Yes.
solving is what that is.
What year was Myst? Like 1993?
Yeah, it's pretty darn old. Yeah.
It was good, but I don't need to think that much at the end of the day.
Yeah, so I'm looking through games. There's games I want to play. ReFantasia will probably be on my own, so we won't get a podcast on that. But if I play through Black Myth or if I play 40K...
You'll get an Alan Wake DLC.
Yeah, there'll be an Alan
You'll
Wake.
get the Lake House probably in the next 3 weeks or so.
Yeah,
Depending on how long it is. I don't know how long it is.
Yeah, but that comes out on Tuesday. We'll probably play it on Thursday.
No, we won't, because you're on call.
Friday.
Oh, man.
Sorry, dear.
Why do we have to go to your parents' house on Tuesday?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Sorry, Alan Wake DLC comes out.
Yeah, you can't be there. I was pushing for Monday, but they took Tuesday, so...
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so we have...
They'll be waiting for us.
We got lots of stuff going on. When we beat Echoes, you'll get an Echoes podcast, too.
Yeah, I've got, I think, 2 more large rifts to do before probably the final boss or the final end game area.
That would be my assumption,
Is
too.
my assumption.
They flip you to the Dark World.
That's actually what I was thinking as I was saying that. Like, oh, man. They might. Oh, my gosh. This is going to be half an hour, and most of it is us talking about other games.
Yeah. Well, Inscryption's not overly long. It's not overly complicated. There's a lot of good stuff. But again, we generally backfill with other games at the end anyway.
We do. We BS for like 4 minutes at the end.
I do like me some of those games. But yeah, you'll have to play Doki Doki.
Fine. Just re-download it.
I will. I'm on it.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
We are at Gaming Marriage on Twitter.
Yes.
GamingMarriage@gmail.com.
Drop the ball again. I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm
on
dropping the ball.
I gotta go back and see where exactly you started repeating me.
I was in my own planet, apparently.
It's all right.
All right, everybody.
It's been a weekend.
It's been a very... we'll see y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye.